Ja sam Sanja Korać.
Hello, my name is Nebojša Zelenović.
My name is Klaus Heger.
Казвам се Таня Христова.
I'm the head of development department.
Sunt primarul comunei Lipanești.
Different cities, different stories.
Dobrodošli v naše mesto.
My name is Petronella. I'm coming from Mizil municipality. I'm the head of development department inside of the municipality. City of Mizil, it's an old city of Romania, situated in the southeast of Romania. We are all recognized for our wines, but also in the field of energy efficiency by the great PV power plant with trackers, the unique investment in Romania. Most of the buildings of city of Mizil, both residential and public buildings, were built in before 1990 with materials and technologies available at that moment. That's why they are not so efficient from energy consumption point of view. They need to be retrofitted in order to decrease energy consumption for better, healthier environment and for saving money. The salaries of the person living here are not so high, and it's difficult for them to make a retrofitting of the buildings, but also the budget is poor because we don't have so much investors in the area, and that's why also for public administration it's difficult to make a retrofittings too. According to energy audits that we made for all public buildings, I mean 25 buildings, we find out that we have most of them at C and D level, but we have also one A-level building like this one, the headquarters of the municipality, but we have also some buildings on E level. Most of the buildings are made in bricks or concrete panels with all the installations, roof terraces, and with old technologies. So retrofitting strategy for our city, for public and private buildings, should include the retrofitting of the building fabric and building services, installation of advanced systems for energy management, and also systems to generate energy from renewable sources. So in the planning phase, especially for residential buildings, the local authority stays in contact with the community, looking for the best way to answer to its needs. The local authority also supports expenses related to making technical documentation from the government or from European funds in order to develop retrofitting projects. About the prioritization of the investments in public buildings, we started to make a retrofitting with buildings that have a lower certification. We have already made 3 applications for 3 buildings in order to retrofit them with European funds. As for residential buildings, it was very important to identify buildings that are supported by the government or by European programs. So we tried to select buildings that are according to the eligible criteria. And also when we prioritize the investments, we took into account the acceptance of the owners. So for us, a reasonable approach would be to keep contact with the community and make all efforts in order to identify financial schemes to decrease financial pressure on the owner of the apartments. I have to say that we faced some difficulties in making retrofitting of the private buildings, especially because it's very difficult to have 100% acceptance of the owners of the apartments. So we had a lot of meetings, we have a lot of discussion. We invited technicians to show to the owners what is the difference between a non-retrofitted building and a retrofitted building, to show them the advantage. So after the first project of retrofitting private building, it was easier. It was the power of the good example. We had a lot of requests for the owners to be included in the project. Future retrofitting strategy for our city should start from the good examples that we have already experienced and that can be replicated for the future. but also from experience collected during the projects that we participated. We'd like to implement a financial scheme for single-family houses retrofitting in Romania, but also we have some legal and budgetary constraints. That's why we'd like to learn from other countries to develop and to implement such a financial scheme, but also to have some legal changes and some additional funds that could be used for this project. So we work closely with AE3R agency. I took the advantages of being part of this project. I collect a lot of experience, a lot of ideas about financial schemes, about some other experience in the area of energy efficiency. It was a good start for making and developing some other ideas, not only in energy efficiency sector, but also in other sectors like social projects, green projects, and so on.